I was lost in an institution for nearly 30 years. My name's John Harrowell, and this is what happened to me. I lived with my mother, and she had an intellectual disability. I also had two sisters. They were taken from me when I was a little boy, and I didn't know where they were. I had a little brother called Peter, who I looked after. I had a stepfather. He was a juggler, and he was kind to me. One day he died and my life went downhill. So I really got sick, and Mum got worried. "You've got to come out of your room." "I'm not coming out of my room, I'm going to lock the door. And you won't be coming back in either." Mum had said, well, if you don't come out of your room, I have to go down and get the police. My mother went down to the police station. In 5 minutes, the police were knocking on my door. "Come out, John." "No, I'm not coming out. I want to die with my father." They broke the door and they took me down to the Fitzroy police station. The police said, "Well, John, you can't look after yourself, and you're not very well, and your mother can't look after you." They called on to a police surgeon who signed a piece of paper to put me into an institution. And I was 13 at the time, and I was scared to damn hell. When I went into the maximum security ward where I was going to be locked up, there were people streaming out there, and people were laying down and running around, rocking, and people who were drugged up on medication with nothing to do. Sometimes the night staff laid on beds at night, went to sleep, didn't do their rounds. I was the youngest boy, and I was frightened what other patients might do to me. One day my mother came up and visited me, told me that my little brother died. I paced up and down. They wouldn't let me go to the funeral. Well, I got really disturbed and sick, and I come institutionalised. Every year, in September, we'd have a big ball. I met a girl at the ball, and she said to me, "My name's Daisy Sarong," and I said to myself, "Daisy Sarong?" And I said, "My mother's name's Sarong." And then it clicked. She might be my sister. Well, I found out I had two sisters called Daisy and Ruby. Daisy introduced me to my other sister, and it took a long time for them to accept me. They were overwhelmed. They kept asking me all the time, "Are you my brother? Are you really my brother?" And I came really close to them after a while. My mother used to come every second Sunday to see me, and I said to my mother, when she got off the bus, I said, "I think I found your two daughters." And she said, "Where?" And I said, "Just over the road there in that ward." My mother just hugged them. Ruby was in a max security ward, and she came very violent there. She hated being in Sunbury. Daisy and me were trying to look after her. When I saw Ruby getting very ill, I started to worry. They knew she had a bad heart, so they forgot about it and gave her more medication. I was really upset. Something's wrong with my sister. She's not well. She's sleeping all the time, and she's making a funny voice with her mouth. She's breathing heavy. "Oh, she's all right, John. We just gave her a medication to calm her down." In the morning, they told me not to go anywhere, and they said to me, "The director of nursing are coming to see you." And I said to myself, "Oh, I'm in trouble." They called me inside, and the director said, "I know you, John, since you was a little boy. I've got some bad news to tell you. Ruby died last night in the Royal Melbourne Hospital. We got her there, but she died in the ambulance." They knew I was getting angry and they knew my temper. So they left the room thinking that I'll be all right. I believe that Ruby died because they didn't take care of her properly. So I picked up the chairs and tables, smashed them all. Somebody must have rung for 2 nurses. I fought them. They held me down. They got me by the scruff of the neck. "We have to give you a needle, John, to calm you down." And I said, "Nobody's going to give me a bloody needle." They wouldn't let me go to the funeral. I climbed over the fence. The graveyard was next to the institution. Well, the priest was saying Ruby this and Ruby that. I know she hated that place, and she fought it all the way. It was awful for Daisy and me to lose our sister, and 30 years of our life in that institution. We don't want that to happen to anybody else.